call you need to make is to Mike Scott Plumbing. Mike Scott Plumbing is locally owned and operated since 1987, so you get the quality you expect at the price you deserve. If water runs through it, we do it. Mike Scott Plumbing.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Good morning. You're listening to AM Ocala Live on WOCA Ocala, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. It's time for News Bits. By myself, News Bits. Do a little bit here and there to give you some news. And at this time, too, like I was saying before at the bottom of the hour, give us a call. 622-9622. Any questions you have, opinions you have on the news, this is The Source, WOCA Ocala News Radio. So we're going to talk a little bit. I'm just going to get started with what I started to at the very beginning of the show. Just to reread a news report of what we had happen, or what had transpired Sunday. New information that's coming from the investigation, the FAA and NTSB investigation of the Kobe Bryant tragedy. They've now narrowed it down to some weather issues. The pilot of Kobe Bryant's ill-fated helicopter was flying too low to be monitored in the fog. Audio records of the conversations with air traffic controller now shows. What they were talking about was that the FAA and National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, are investigating the crash. The NTSB has a team of about 20 on scene and investigators that are on site, and they were there Monday going through the wreckage. The team is expected to be on site for several days, said by NTSB spokesman Keith Holloway. The agency plans a news conference today at 4 p.m. Pacific time. The radio traffic audio indicates the pilot wanted to remain below the clouds in order to remain visual, the contact of the ground, as far as being able to avoid on flying instruments. It says here that this was by Gary Robb, an aviation lawyer and author of the book, quote, Helicopters Crash Litigations. This guy, Robb, says it was certainly possible that the pilot was flying too low to get under the cloud coverage, that he clipped the mountain that extended into the clouds. The dialogue between the pilot and air traffic controller leads me to believe he kept wanting to go lower and lower beneath the fog and ceiling, as we call it, sometimes what we call scud running. And that could have led him to fly so low that he flew into the mountainside, quote, end quote, Robb said. The pilot's transmissions were, quote, calm and controlled the whole time, calling the communications extremely normal and routine. They stressed that investigators also would have considered mechanical failure through the described Sikorsky twin-engine turbine helicopter as a reliable and generally safe aircraft. So that starts to mitigate anything that might have been as far as system failure, although there may have been some interesting things that might have transpired with maybe the instruments themselves as a failure there that could have led him to stay out of the clouds. Interesting stuff there. The local stuff with that, Florida's NBA community honored Kobe Bryant in Orlando, Florida. This was on Sunday night. As the news about Kobe sent shockwaves across the country, people in Florida, especially Orlando, reacted to it. The Amway Center is where the NBA community reacted to the sad news. As a part of the Amway Center, the Orlando Magic is lit up in gold and purple, the colors of the Los Angeles Lakers. During the Magic's game on Sunday night, there was a moment of silence for the 41-year-old Philadelphia native. Quote, Orlando Magic, LA Clippers, and the entire NBA family send out thoughts and prayers to the Bryant family. Bryant's 2 jerseys during his 20 years as a Laker, 24 and 8, could be seen through the arena as fans held up jerseys and paid tribute to the basketball superstar. In fact, both teams started off the game by holding the ball, the LA Clippers for 24 seconds and then the Magic for 8 seconds, out of respect for Bryant. So you can see how that's come all the way to everybody across the country, and how even our Orlando Magic here in our Central Florida paid tribute to it. Moving on, as we head into some local stuff here, local residents fight to save 3 Central Florida sports, CF sports. It says here, we are CF's shares budget cuts. They believe they could save basketball and volleyball programs. CF officials will audit the plan and determine if cuts could be enough. Many longtime Marion County residents continue to fight to save 3 College of Central Florida sports programs that are slated to be cut for the 2020-2021 season. The reason the programs, men's and women's basketball and women's volleyball, were to be cut is due to dropping enrollment, costly state mandates, and an inability to increase tuition. In December, CF President Jim Henningsen announced that the programs would be cut to save $625,000, and CF needs to cut more than $1 million total from its 2021 budget. Since the president's announcement, residents have rallied. And the group launched a Facebook page entitled We Are CF. The page features community videos asking the college not to cut the athletics. The group also supplied CF officials with a financial plan to cut more than $600,000 in expenses. Retired educator and former school board member Bobby James, who coached basketball at the high school level for several decades, was among those who addressed the trustees, quote, saying, "What I am hearing today is scary in the sense that we are looking at turning the College of Central Florida into a processing center," James said. "I am taking and talking to you about the soul of this college. I am talking to you about the heartbeat of this college." James pointed out to local small private high schools such as Meadowbrook Academy that they have sports programs provided that heartbeat, sports programs provided that heartbeat. They went on to say that basketball and volleyball programs are not the cause of the drop in the student enrollment, so why punish the athletes? The entire athletic department has put CF on the national map. They recruit student athletes with higher character, both athletically and academically. And it continues on that the annual revenue from the state has increased by $3.2 million since 2010, although it is not enough to offset the lost revenue. They also said fixed expenses such as utilities and insurance are also rising as they do businesses. Compound with those challenges, they have received direction from Tallahassee to hold the line on tuition, they had noted. So a little bit going on there, just across our street at CF. They're working to do that. On a good note here, might want to save that one. One of the things that was brought up in the Rip and Read News, which I've gotten more information on here with the article, with the brother and sister, the girl that was 5-year-old that was stabbed. There was more information on that coming out of Ocala. it's Tuesday. I wanted to keep things a little bit lighter. That's a little heavy, even thinking about it after I read the article. You're more than welcome to research that on your own. Because it was local, I put it in the Rip and Read News to make people aware. I didn't want to go into it too deep in context. That's not part of the show I'm going to do. And if you'd like more information, by all means, go to the local Ocala Star Banner, Ocala News, and you can find information on it. Just reporting some of the broadness to it with the Rip and Read is just to make people aware of it out there, which is what we're doing here at The Source, to make people aware of news. And that's what I'm doing with News Bits. However, that's not one of the bits that I wanted to necessarily chew on. So moving from that, still staying in Ocala, on a lighter note, Ocala boy honored with the Global Award. Miguel Saliciano is a fifth grader at Dr. N.H. Jones Elementary School. When the phone call came in one night last November, as the family was eating dinner, Miguel thought it was a joke. His father, Philip, told him he had been named a recipient of the 2020 Global Child Prodigy Award and invited them to a gala celebration in New Delhi, India on January 3rd. Quote, "My father answered the phone and then told me that I had won some kind of award," Miguel recalled. He was instantly skeptical. Quote, "I was like, is this a scam?" His mother, Amy, did some research and determined that it was indeed legitimate. The award was created to honor and encourage 100 gifted children and young adults in 30 different categories, including fitness, science, paleontology, mathematics, art, music, entrepreneurship, and business. Recipients were chosen from more than 35 countries around the globe. Guests at the ceremony included entrepreneurs, former ministers, members of parliament, and entertainers. Quote, "There were over 15,000 kids nominated." Quote, "It took the committee 3 years to winnow down and decide on 100. It was a complete surprise to everyone in the family. To this day, we don't know who nominated him, but we're very glad that he did." Miguel, age 10, is a fifth grader at Dr. N.H. Jones Elementary School here in Ocala. He showed an advanced aptitude far beyond his years. When he was just a toddler, his parents were alert to his growing skills and recognized, after psychological assessment, testing at age 4, that he would need more stimulus and challenge his education, and encouraged his natural talent as a mathematician. A magic square expert of lovers of puzzles, Miguel was featured on Little Big Shots with Steve Harvey when he was 7 years old. Presented a, quote, gravity and pendulum physics computer simulation at Ocala Palms alongside mentor Joseph Fischetti, and has also completed 6th grade level math and programming courses. He's currently finishing 7th grade level. On his Facebook page, you'll find him regularly solving complex equation challenges that would stymie the average adult. And just for fun, after confirming the award was real, Miguel and his parents excitedly made plans to go to India for the week, Miguel's first trip abroad, not counting a trip to his parents' native Philippines when he was barely out of diapers. He was eager to meet and spend time with the other students who had received the honor. Quote, "I was excited to meet them all," he said. "Some of them were even younger than me, like 5 years old." He was presented with his certificate and trophy by the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Shri Kailash Satyarthi, and Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Dr. Kiran Bedi. But it was meeting co-founder and CEO Prashant Pandey that turned out to be a highlight of the week for everyone. The critically acclaimed writer-director was inspired to create the program because of his own childhood experiences as a prodigy. Miguel's experiences in New Delhi helped refocus his goals and confidence, and, quote, "It helps me tell myself what I can do when I need to do it," and, quote, "I'm really proud of it." So that's something to be noted. Somebody here in Ocala winning an award that gargantuan is truly, truly special. Truly, truly special. We're going to take a little break. We're doing News Bits. I've come up to 9 minutes before the top of the hour. We're going to take a quick little break for weather. If you'd like to call in, 622-9622, and talk a little bit about what you got going on in the news, your opinion of the news, or anything like that. Yeah, please, call in. Make it work. We'll be taking a little bit break after this. be taking a little bit of break, and we'll be back after this. You're listening to AM Ocala Live on WOCA.
Plenty of sun today, the high 71 to 74. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, low 49 to 60. Partly sunny, afternoon shower Wednesday, the high 74 to 78. Thursday, partly sunny, pleasant, high 73 to 77. Cloudy with an afternoon shower in spots on Friday, the high 74 to 79. A thunderstorm Saturday, high 70 to 75. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Steve Williams.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now from Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
Florida Cancer Specialist Foundation provides critical living expenses for cancer patients undergoing treatment. You can support the foundation by attending Farm to Table 2020 on February 8th at Castlegate Farm in Ocala. For more information and to make reservations, visit fcsf.org/events. That's fcsf.org/events.
Ocala Magazine is the city magazine distributed throughout Ocala, Marion County, and the villages, providing award-winning coverage of important issues for almost 40 years. Hi, I'm Philip Glassman, publisher of Ocala Magazine. Ocala Magazine offers a platform for branding opportunities for your business or events while covering the latest in local lifestyle throughout print, digital, and social media.
Listen every Friday at 10:30 a.m. on WOCA, The Source.
And you're listening to AM Ocala Live from WOCA Ocala. Welcome back to News Bits. I'm your host, Adam Mikulin. Moving right into it. News Bits, as we got 7 minutes to the top of the hour. We've got some news on birthdays. We've got birthdays here. We've got, just to mention a few, as we do in the show, just a little bits here just to try to throw some different potpourri stuff out there. And we do birthdays. We've been doing that a little bit. Hoping to get some more people that are a little bit more notable. I've got a few here right now. Ariel Winter of Modern Family turns 22. Elijah Wood from the movies of Lord of the Rings. He is 39, 3 years older than I am. Alan Alda is 84. News attacks here. People worried about the coronavirus are buying breathing masks. And this is what's interesting, is they've now come out with a market for some of these masks that are now full of colors, patterns, and all kinds of good stuff that you can go on and buy, which is really, really odd and interesting. But at the same time, I guess there's more to it, and that's how fashion works. Nothing better than staying disease-free with a cool-looking breathing mask. As Super Bowl 54 moves into the end of the week here, beginning on Sunday, with all the festivities for the weekend, it says here that Super Bowl fans plan to devour, on quote, 1.4 billion chicken wings. The National Chicken Council's annual wing report claims Americans will consume 1.4 billion wings on Super Bowl Sunday, 27 million more than last year. And speaking of wings, we had on there for Hooters, now they have the meatless wings. So now it's a vegetarian option for anybody who's going to a Super Bowl party that can actually do meatless wings. The Unreal Wing. I think when we had them on the phone there, they were telling us there's 84,000 different concoctions that you can have of flavors. Man, that's a lot. 1.4 billion. This is kind of crazy. Florida woman asked 911 how to file for divorce. A Florida woman out of Largo was arrested for misusing 911 or 911 by calling and texting the number to make non-criminal complaints about her husband. Police said 69-year-old Sylvia Shoemaker used 911 multiple times to ask for things like a counselor and how to file for divorce. And you'd like to think by that point somebody could point her in the direction of the phone numbers to call to do that, but they ended up having it happen so much they arrested her. That is incredible. Yowzers. News bits. Anybody wants to give us a call, 622-9622. I'd like to hear your opinions on some of the news conversations we've had so far from yesterday, bringing into today. This one's a little interesting here. I printed up this one here. I downloaded the app of Credit Karma to see if I could work diligently on evaluating and correcting my credit score. I just realized it's a lot of work, not only try to work the numbers, but trying to understand the avenue in which they send out the reporting and all that good stuff. But it says here that FICO scores, most important numbers of your life financially, your credit score, are sort of about to change. Americans who fall behind on low payments, racking up rising debt, or take out personal loans to consolidate debt will likely see their credit scores fall under updates planned for a popular FICO score, according to the Fair Isaac Corp., the creator of the FICO scores. It says most consumers will experience a modest change in their scores. I read an article that prior to this that they may look to go lower instead of up, which would make sense. It says most consumers will see less than a 20-point swing in either direction, although it looks like it could be possible that it would be less points. So it says most consumers will see less than a 20-point swing in either direction. About 40 million, he said, will see a sharper shift upwards in the scores, and 40 million will be hit with a similar size drop. FICO is making changes to its new version of its credit rankings called FICO Score 10. It says FICO Score 10 Suite. Lenders, however, determine which version to use, and many may continue to rely on the older, more lenient iterations. For example, FICO's last update in 2014 was seeing a bolstering in credit scores. Of course, so now they got to change that. We're at the top of the hour. That's it for News Bits. We'll be back
Fox
after this.
News, I'm
WOCA
Roger
Ocala.
Stern. Senate Democrats and their leader Chuck Schumer say news reports about former National Security Advisor John Bolton and the book he's writing makes it even more important to call him as a witness in the president's impeachment trial.
Ambassador Bolton essentially confirms the president committed the offenses charged in the first article of impeachment.
But defense attorney Alan Dershowitz says that even if that's true, the president did not commit an impeachment.